The original Gospel of Mark, probably the oldest of the four canonical Gospels found in the New Testament Bible, ends just after the death of Jesus, with a somewhat cryptic reference to his tomb being empty. There are no appearances of the risen Christ in the text originally composed by St. Mark. Today, almost each English edition of the Bible, sections of the last few verses of the 16th chapter of St. Mark in square brackets, informing the reader that most of the ancient manuscripts do not include verses 9 through 20. There is something very honest, I think, about that empty tomb. What is next? Now, the other evangelists fill in the story, and there is much to ponder there. But with Mark, we have an early sense of wonder, a story whose end has yet to be written. A young man from Mark 16, verse 6, concludes Mark's narrative with a simple, "He is not here." In the last 20 or 30 years, religious leaders from Western Europe and North America have complained with no end that their churches are becoming empty. They have denounced the rapid laicization of their countries, the so-called abandoning of Christian values, and societal changes that are removing or have already removed the last vestiges of the so-called cultural Christianity. Prosperous, well-fed, and superior in its own eyes, Western civilization is no longer a Christian civilization. Today, very few millennials and members of the Generation Z attend any church whatsoever. They no longer encounter the living Christ in the institutional church. He is not here, they seem to repeat after that young man from the last sentences of Mark's Gospel. What happened to Christ in the Western culture, in the Western Hemisphere? After we built impressive cathedrals, after we created spectacular works of art, after we crafted gold chalices and plates for his body and blood, more and more people arrive at the conclusion that he is not here. Churches are becoming museums, marbled but empty tombs. It's not all bad news though. Christ is truly alive. He may no longer be locked up in the walls of breathtaking yet empty churches, but make no mistake, he is alive and well. Every time someone feeds their hungry neighbor, Christ is there. Every time someone clothes their naked neighbor, Christ is there. Every time someone welcomes a stranger arriving in their town or in their country, Christ is there. Every time a sick person is cared for, Christ is there. Every time free housing is provided for the least, Christ is there. Every time enemies forgive each other, Christ is there. Every time love conquers hatred, Christ is there. I do hope you will encounter the living Christ in your church. But more importantly, I hope that our churches are where Christ truly is, not where he used to be. Amen.